What up guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be reviewing the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation as well as the loose setting powder. I was going to get the vanilla one, but I felt like it was just a little bit too light for me and the banana was too yellow. So I wanted to go ahead and get the translucent. And this foundation retails for $38 and the powder is for $36. And I'm going to go ahead and do my review on this, but I want to say right off the bat, everyone was talking about online that the powder is so damn big, but I want to let you guys know that it's a motherfucking scam because looking at the grams, it's 25 grams, which is 0.9 ounces. And the Laura Mercier, which everyone says is so expensive, which is $39, this is $36, is 29 grams, 1 ounce. And this literally, I think it's because the container is so big, I could literally put the Laura Mercier inside there. That's how big it is. And everyone's like, oh, it's so big, but they're literally tricking you. It's just a container that's so big, but what it is it's thinner right here and there's less product in there because this is fatter. So there's more inside here, 1 ounce versus 0.9 ounces, which is a $3 difference. And as you guys know, the Laura Mercier powder is amazing, but I don't know how the Anastasia is. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm gonna be reviewing it today. So if you guys are interested in this video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe, I'd really appreciate that, and go ahead and keep on watching. All right, so starting this off, I purchased this at Ulta and it is $38, which to me is a pretty high price point because as you guys know, I'm a broke bitch, so anything above $20 is expensive to me. I will say the bottle does feel good. It's a glass bottle, which I fucking hate because if you drop it, it shatters, breaks, and that's just not good. So I prefer plastic because I feel like it's a little bit more durable. So anyways, these are the claims from the actual AnastasiaBeverlyHills.com website. This is a luminous foundation. It's water resistant that creates a luminous natural finish. The radiant formula delivers long wearing, but it doesn't have a time claim on it. Medium coverage, yet still feels weightless and looks ultra fresh. This is the coverage you have been waiting for. Luminous foundation looks great on its own. There's no need to set it with a powder, which is kind of weird because why are you gonna come out with a translucent powder? Well, 4 different powders, but then say you don't need to set it. That's kind of dumb. I feel like you do need to set it, especially if it's a luminous foundation. Unless maybe you're dry, then you won't need to set it, but we'll see about that. This is available in 50 shades. Lightweight foundation blurs any imperfections, any discoloration, or any unevenness, without looking cakey or masking the skin's natural radiance. With a seamless application, this is easy to blend face makeup, leaves the skin with a perfected looking complexion that is free of flashback or oxidization. So as you guys know, I pretty much always do a flashback test, so I'm going to do a flashback test on this, but I want to see with the translucent powder. Now, once again, there's really no claims on the translucent powder. It just says on the side of the box that it's vegan, gluten-free, I have no idea how to even say this, comedogenic, I have no idea how to say that. Dermatologist tested, alcohol-free, and long-wearing as well. Once again, there's no claims on the time though. It just says long-wearing. Normally it'll say up to 12 hours wear. Normally it'll say 8 hours wear, something like that. But in my experience, anything that has a claim of long-wearing is gonna be 8 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and just try this out and see how it is. I am in the shade 315N, which seemed to be a pretty good match within the store, but as soon as I went outside, it was just a little bit too dark, but it's the closest to me, and this is vegan, cruelty-free. And let's go ahead and get this started. I'm gonna go ahead and start this with my Rihanna sponge. As you guys know, actually, you know what? This is really wet, so give me 1 second. All right, you guys, so I squeezed out my sponge, and I wanna apologize in advance. I had to turn on the fan again because my fat is sitting over here sweating, and it's really not even that hot today. I think it's like 78 degrees, so I shouldn't be sweating, but I'm so used to the AC that I started sweating. So if you guys hear the fan in the background, I do apologize. I'll try my hardest to edit it out. But let's just go ahead in with the foundation. Oh, not the foundation, I'm so sorry. I gotta prime my skin. So I'm gonna be taking the Hangover Primer as usual. You guys already know. Alright, so it does have a claim of being medium to full coverage, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take 1 pump, actually half a pump to begin with on my left. Oh my gosh, you have to pump a lot to get it going as usual. So I'm just gonna take half a pump, I think it was right there. And okay, okay. I like a full coverage, so I'm really curious to see how this foundation is because honestly, I hate the stick. The stick foundation to me was just terrible. It didn't really do anything for me. And I don't know, I just really didn't like it. It was not the one for me, but this, okay, it's a medium coverage. I'm not used to a medium coverage, so I'm taking a lot now. Like I legit just took a pump right there because I'm used to a full ass coverage, so. Okay, so right away you can tell it is definitely a medium coverage just like it says. I feel like I'm gonna have to put a lot on for the coverage that I want. This does leave a very, very radiant finish to the skin. I'm guessing that if you're oily, like really oily, it's just not gonna be good, but we're gonna see with the powder because I am pretty oily and I get sweaty throughout the day. So that's gonna be the test right there. And because it does have a claim of being long wearing, even though it doesn't have a time claim, it should still hold up pretty good. But we're gonna put that to the test today, and especially for $38, this shit should be good. But I'm gonna go ahead and just keep on layering it because it says medium to full coverage, which means it is buildable. But right now, honestly, I think I used about a pump and a half so far, and I think I'm gonna use like a pump and a half more to get the coverage that I want. I'm going in with some more. I took about a half a pump there, and I'm gonna spread that to both sides. I do like the finish. It's just, it sucks because the finish like this doesn't last on me because I get so sweaty and oily that it just doesn't last. But if my skin could look like this all the time, I would really like it, but it just doesn't work for me. And I'm finding that to get a full coverage, you have to put a shitload on because I'm layering and layering here, and it is building, but slowly building. So it's not like the, what was that foundation I just did a review on? That Maybelline Urban something or another, that one. Oh my god, that shit was not even building and it had the claim of being full coverage. But yeah, this is building. It's just, I had to use like 2 pumps, and I know I got some big ass cheeks, but 2 pumps, that's a lot. Now I'm gonna go in on my forehead, which I'm sure, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and put a pump and a half because y'all know my forehead is bigger than my body. So I'm gonna put a lot on here because I'm sure I'm gonna need a lot of coverage. Now at first, you know what's weird is, I mean, I guess I wouldn't say it oxidizes right away. Well, actually, I don't know. Like, when I put it on the back of my hand, it looked like way darker, and I put it on my neck, but now that I'm putting it on, it looks a little pale. After blending this in on my forehead, immediately it is sitting in my fine lines and these big wrinkles here, but I have little fine lines above my eyebrow, and it's sitting in them right away, which, you guys know, honestly, I would give the foundation review just a fucking 2 thumbs down if it's sitting in my fine lines like that. And honestly, even when blending it in right away, it's still just sitting in those fine lines. So maybe this foundation is created for somebody who already has perfect skin, who is not too oily. And I don't know, yeah, this is just sitting in my fine lines really, really bad. On my cheeks, it looks really good though, but my forehead, where I have a lot of wrinkles, this shit's gonna be really bad because I can't even unblend it out of my wrinkles right now. It's just sitting in there. But let's see what the translucent powder will go ahead and set it, and hopefully it'll, I don't know, maybe this will take away the fucking fine lines because this is pretty bad. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys all the way in here. Hopefully you can see on my forehead. Like if I go like this, it's gonna stay in my fine lines really, really bad. Hopefully you guys saw before I did that because I don't want people being like, bitch, you shouldn't move your forehead like that. But I'm gonna set it, I'm gonna blend it out and set it, but that is in the fine lines real bad. All right, so now I'm gonna be taking the translucent powder, which is so crazy to me because they make it seem like there's so much product in here. And I thought the same damn thing. I was like, oh wow, it's so big. But then I look at the grams and I'm like, no, it's not so big. They just make it look like it's big, which is low-key a scam. But I'm just setting this underneath the eyes, and I'm gonna be setting it on my forehead, and I'm gonna be doing the rest of my face with my MAC Studio Fix powder because I do want a little bit more coverage, which this, okay, my forehead is gonna be terrible throughout the day, I already know, because it's sitting in my fine lines and wrinkles really, really bad. But you know what I will say, first impressions of the powder is, I feel like it does smooth out the skin right away. It looks really, really nice. Yeah, that actually made my skin like kind of, I don't know, I felt like it almost like blurred my skin a little bit. That looks really good. But the foundation, it's not bad, but not like the best. I was expecting, you know, Anastasia to come out with something so bomb. But yeah, so far it's just kind of like okay. Honestly, you know what it kind of reminds me of is the L'Oreal Pro Glow. Except I think with the Pro Glow I get a little bit more coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Studio Fix powder now, which I am in the shade C4. Not that any of you give a fuck, but I am in the shade C4 just in case you are wanting to know. You know, this is pretty close to the, what is this, 315N? Yeah, 315N, which, you know what I will say about the 315N is it is a good neutral. As you guys know, I'm always complaining that, you know what, foundations are too pink or too orange, and this one is a really good neutral. But I just wish that I had a little bit more coverage, but I know, hey, every foundation can't be a full coverage foundation. And I know that I probably shouldn't even be wearing this foundation because I am easily sweating and I do get pretty oily. So it's a luminous foundation, but hey, it says long wearing, so I thought that it should be pretty decent. But let me not throw my what do they say? Don't count your chickens before they hatch. I shouldn't be making any claims or anything, any reviews like that before I see it throughout the day because I don't know how it's gonna wear. So let me just slap this powder on. And I forgot to mention I did take a flashback picture, which I'll go ahead and put right here. So there is no flashback, which is really good. So that's good on the claims. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave my face as is right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do my bronzer and brows off of camera. And I'll let you guys know right now it is 1:30. So I'm gonna keep this on for 8 hours to do a full review on it. My first impressions of it is I would say it's a good foundation if you guys have good skin already. It says on the claims that it covers unevenness and imperfections and stuff like that, which I literally, my whole face, I had to put 3 pumps on. Actually, I would say 3.5 pumps. So I feel like that's gonna use a lot of product, and especially for $38, I don't wanna be using that much product. It's super expensive. On my forehead, it is terrible. Even with the translucent powder in there, it is so bad. So bad. Literally, I've had it on right now for 10 minutes and it's literally already looking bad. So it better stay this way the whole entire day, and then I'm gonna say, okay, it's pretty good. But if it gets worse and worse, I'm gonna fucking hate this foundation, because you guys know I hate foundations that sit in my fine lines, and this instantly started creating wrinkles that I didn't even know that I had. So if you guys have any type of fine lines, wrinkles, I don't think that this is gonna be good for you. If you guys do have fine lines and wrinkles and have this foundation, please let me know your thoughts on it. I always like to know your guys' feedback to know maybe it's just my skin that's reacting this way, so I'd like to know. But anyways, it's 1:30. I'm gonna leave this on for 8 hours. So I'll come back in a couple hours to do my sunlight check-in, and I'll let you guys know how it is then. So it's currently 4 o'clock right now, and this shit on my forehead and underneath my eyes, it's creating wrinkles that I never even knew I had. It looks fucking terrible, but on my cheeks, it looks really good. It's very radiant, just like it says, very luminous. But this on the forehead and underneath my eyes, fucking terrible. Like literally terrible. Even with the setting powder on it, it's not helping, but on my cheeks it looks really good. So I think this foundation will be good for somebody who doesn't have any fine lines or wrinkles, because the shit looks bad. But this is me after wearing it for 2.5 hours. So I'll do another check-in throughout the day, or maybe I'll just do my final check-in at the end of the day. I don't know, you guys will see. So we'll see how it goes then. So it's currently 10:42 right now. So I've had this foundation I've had this foundation on for 9 hours, and honestly, I just don't personally like it. I think that if you're not oily or sweaty, then maybe it'll be good for you. I think the finish is nice and radiant. However, it's completely gone from my nose, completely gone from the side of my cheek, side of my nose, and right here as well too, and it looks really bad. Honestly, like on my forehead, let's see if I lean in there, if you guys can tell. My forehead, it literally created wrinkles that I never even knew that I had. It looks really bad, but I will say the radiance is nice. But for me, it's just a definite no-go, and a bitch wants a refund because it's not good for me. But you know what? It is a luminous foundation, so I wouldn't imagine that it's gonna be good for somebody who's oily and sweaty. So I give it 2 thumbs down. And you know what? Everyone is kind of raving about it on Twitter because they're all on the PR list, and I think that it's very fucked up that people who get sent PR are like raving about something. And honestly, you guys, in my personal experience, so many people don't want to give any bad reviews if they're on a PR list because they don't want to jeopardize being taken off of the PR list. And to me, that's just bullshit, because honestly, I haven't seen one bad review about this. I really haven't. And to me, personally, it is just really not all that good. I think if you have perfect skin and if you are a little bit on the dry to normal side, then it's okay. But if you're oily, it's just no, it's a no-go for sure. And if you have any fine lines or wrinkles, hell no. It looked bad immediately, as you guys saw in my check-in, and now it looks even worse. It is really bad. So anyways, yes, let me know what you guys think about that. And I would say no-go for the powder as well too, because honestly, if this has long wear and I'm super shiny and oily right now, and it didn't even fill in my fine lines, the Laura Mercier fills in my fine lines so good and just creates a smooth canvas, as to where this powder really didn't either. So honestly, you guys, I don't like either one of them, but I feel like I would like it on somebody who already has good skin. You know what I mean? But let's keep it real. How many of us have good skin? Like 2 out of 10 people. Come on. So let me know what you guys think about this product if you guys do have it, and let me know other products you guys want me to review, and make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. I would really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.